96.1 WSBT, where we're going to be located. Keep in mind our coverage starts at College Game Day here in about 20 minutes. And then we get really going around 3 o'clock with, for instance, the re-airing of Thursday's Brian Kelly Show. Then we have at 4 p.m. Tim Grau from State Farm Insurance, Evan Sharpley, our former Notre Dame quarterback, with Game Day. We've got Dr. Brian Radigan as one of our guests, the team doctor, team physician for Notre Dame, and then I believe another player. I don't remember off the top of my head who that was, unfortunately, but that's always a fun show to tune into. And then we have Sean Stiers, Eric Hansen, and Darren Pritchett with Game Day Sports Beat from 5 to 7. Then we join the Notre Dame coverage from 7 until the end of the game, and then we wrap up the night with Sean Stiers, Reggie Brooks, and the official Notre Dame football postgame show. So long night ahead. It'll be very interesting to see how it goes to Notre Dame, but I think you look at the situations right now, I think Notre Dame does find a way to win this game. I'll have Notre Dame beating Virginia Tech 28-24.
Well, we'll see how all that pans out. Matthew, we appreciate you joining us. You're more than welcome to stick around and talk some NASCAR with me and Steve Wilson. Do you want to stick or do you got to go?
Unfortunately, time is getting tight. Like I said, I got to play watchdog on that college game. Add to that, I've been battling a little bit of back spasm issues this week, so I need to heal up a little bit so I can get back to work on Monday.
Well, I hope you get to feeling better. Matthew-Embury, I appreciate you breaking down these college games for us, and hopefully we'll have you back on Breaking Rank here soon, sir.
Anytime, Tom.
Matthew-Embury joins us talking. He's our official IndyCar contributor, but in college football, he jumps in with us on Breaking Rank and helps us break down the college football games, obviously up there in Notre Dame country. My name is Tom-Marquis, El Presidente. Steve Wilson of Speedway Digest is standing by in the green room. We are going to talk some NASCAR. It seems like forever since we've talked some NASCAR, but we're going to get back on the NASCAR train and talk the Monster Mile and what's going on in the state of Delaware. We'll be right back.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement, have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo, feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming, and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
All right, welcome back to The Balance. My name's tom-marquis, El Presidente. 917-889-8516 is our digits. Thank you to Matthew-Embury for breaking down the college football action. And obviously we talked a little bit of Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, and certainly they're on a roll right now. We'll see what happens with them and obviously breaking down the top 25. But joining us now, we are back into some NASCAR talk. And it is October, which means we have a lot to talk about as we are getting down in the final parts of the chase, if you will. Steve Wilson of Speedway Digest, editor-in-chief of Speedway Digest, our official NASCAR contributor. Welcome to October, sir.
Yeah, we're coming down to the end of it here. We started way back in February and it's already October. So, wow, lots of stuff going on right now.
NASCAR is one of those sports that really has a very little off season. I do want to get into the standing and kind of a recap because I know it's been a few weeks since we've had you on, so I kind of want to just do a recap of what's happened over the last couple of weeks. And obviously, they roll into Dover in the Monster Mile. I know that was an issue and complicated some things yesterday. Hopefully, they'll get that underway today. But I wanted to ask you real quickly, and I know we talked offline about this story, this really weird, bizarre story regarding NASCAR truck racer Jordan Anderson and his arrest, or a warrant for his arrest, I should say. But now I'm learning and hearing that those charges have now been dropped. He no longer has a warrant for his arrest. Very bizarre story regarding a truck that he bought from somebody that didn't actually have ownership of the truck to sell it to him. And I guess the thought was Jordan Anderson knew that when he bought it, which made him in possession of stolen property or larceny, if you will. And that was the charges that were against him. But I guess those charges have now been dropped. Can you help us understand what happened, how it happened, and where we're at now? And what was NASCAR's reaction to truck driver Jordan Anderson?
So this was an incident that started way back in 2017 with a used truck that he had bought from another individual that, from my understanding, was in possession of the truck to work on it or rebuild it or do something with it of some sort. And instead, he sold the truck out to Jordan Anderson. Now, there's some debate on whether Jordan actually knew the truck wasn't the individual's to sell or it was stolen or, whatever the case is. There's a little bit of confusion around how exactly or what exactly he knew. Irregardless, close to a year later or a couple months ago, there was some charges levied against him for this truck, for the return of the truck. I guess there was some initial refusal into returning this truck. The truck was actually put on track just a handful or so weeks ago, a month ago or something like that. And the individuals then requested through the sheriff's department and asking for the truck to be returned back to them. I guess, again, it was refused and a warrant for his arrest was issued for receiving essentially stolen property. It really didn't come to light until about a week and a half or so ago, and when these charges were finally, officially filed, and the arrest warrant was issued for Jordan Anderson. However, over the last week and a half or something like that, him and his attorneys have been working this out with not only the Attorney General, not the Attorney General, but the prosecutor's office and the Sheriff's Department. I guess they've made their case to them which has resulted in the charges now being dropped and the arrest warrant no longer seeking his arrest. NASCAR pretty much stated that, they were watching the incident, they were aware of the incident, they wanted to see what was going to happen with the incident, but so far, they didn't, throughout the process, they just kind of sat back, waited to see what happened and whether he was actually going to be arrested or charged or, whether there were going to be some repercussions from that. But NASCAR, aside from that, they just were sitting on the sidelines waiting for something official to occur.
So we kind of know now that it's kind of dissolved, so NASCAR is not going to get involved, and he's cleared the race, and he can continue going about his NASCAR business?
Yeah, so at this time, there's going to be no repercussions from this. In auto racing, there's a lot of disputes that go around. There's a lot of people that go unpaid. It's just the nature of the sport. There's people that point fingers at others, and NASCAR is very aware of this, and how this happens a lot of times. So, they do sit on the sidelines, and they do, give the benefit of the doubt until something officially happens, like, somebody is either arrested or prosecuted and convicted and actually, either goes to jail or has to pay some fines or whatever the case may be. NASCAR typically, in most cases, sits back and watches the process work through because, unfortunately in motorsports, there are a lot of finger pointing, and there's a lot of people, like I said, that's gone unpaid or, somebody claiming that they have something or, we've seen this time and time again. And, NASCAR, lets the court systems and law enforcement work this thing out. And, I think rightfully so that, they give the benefit of the doubt to all parties. And then when something, really, officially does happen, then they come in, they step in, and they do what they have to do from their side. But they're not law enforcement. They're not a prosecutor. They're not the judge and jury. But, they let everybody else handle that for outside of that in the legal world and through law enforcement. And then, when it does come down that they, the individual or whatever the case is really has done something, then that's where they step in. So, I applaud NASCAR for doing that and taking that approach in not only just this, but in other situations too.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a bizarre story. So we wanted to get your thoughts on it. Now, we rely on you being our expert, and we're going to get into Charlotte's race. We'll get into this chase race, if you will, to wind up the season and see where we're at. But one of the things that we know here recently is NASCAR explained its decision to implement a new aerodynamic package for the 2019 Cup Series. And they had to go through and explain that. So, you know what? I'm going to rely on you and lean on you to help us understand what changed, why it changed, and how it's going to affect teams and drivers and or fans.
Well, NASCAR over the last couple of seasons has experimented with various different packages. At Indianapolis, they had a very high downforce package with a different style radiator pants, splitter area, ductwork, spoiler, and various different other things. Kentucky, they went with a low downforce package where they took a lot of the downforce off of the cars, so via the rear spoiler and wicker. At Charlotte, they went with a combination package that was a restrictor plate with high drag. So, NASCAR has experimented over time with various different packages in an effort to close the racing up and to, build closer competition that, we've had this aero effect over the last couple of years that, aero has been a real problem within these stock cars that, clean air wins the day, the dirty air behind it, it keeps the cars from getting as close as they want to be from one another because the aero effect on it is too dirty. The air is just too dirty on these cars, so they can't pass. They're not able to get up side by side. They're not able to close and race side by side or, within close proximity of one another. So,